I'm fond of the people that are going to be reading Stuart's poetry tonight, and I'm particularly fond of who I think is just a sort of an uncrowned king, certainly like a lord of Lord Buckley, like Lordness of Venice, somebody who gets our minds all thinking and percolating, percolating. Mr. Jim Smith, my idol.
All right.
Thank you, Susie Williams.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna have some poetry tonight. Oh man, hey you, come on, don't walk out that door. We're gonna listen to these poems. I mean, really listen to them. We're gonna be talking about life and death, maybe some love, and or sex. You say you're not the type? Well, it doesn't matter in the land of poetry. You know, poetry is what Venice is all about. It's not the only thing, but it's a fundamental thing. If you don't know a good poem, you're missing out. You know, a poem is what makes us feel human. It's what makes us feel really alive. If you don't know what to read or to write, and you live in Venice...
Jim, why read? What's the point? I mean, we don't need to read. We've got our TVs and our iPods. And, I mean, why read? Why? I mean, forget it. Why? Books?
You're right, Fred. You're absolutely right. But the reason is because a good poem can blow the top of your head off.
Yeah.
Just right off. Expand your consciousness. Yeah. How about that?
But we have to read poetry. Why can't we just...
Listen, you want to know the meaning of life? The secrets of the universe? It's all right here, dude. Just stay and listen. Thank you. Okay, the first walkout and the first heckler.
I don't think it's mine.
Heckle by the best.
Sure.
You know, there's a line in that poem that goes, poetry is what Venice is all about. It's not the only thing, it's a fundamental thing. I was looking on a website called Virtual Venice. I won't give the name of it, but they had that in a box and it said, Old Venice saying. So it's not too late to create an Old Venice saying.
Like read books.
I think if anybody's been watching the news lately, you might agree that it's a pretty sad state of affairs. And it might be appropriate to have an anti-war poem. I think. Mm-hmm. Escalation. Our hopes for change are dying on a far-off battlefield. And even before it could be named, a great society is gone. Another American president has spoken to a military audience and given them what they wanted. The drums and the bugles are blowing once again. Sometimes I dream about that day long ago when the people rose and the killers ran, dumping their toys in the ocean. But today the troops are on the march. Escalation means kill more people. The leaders will sit at home while the greedy, the duped, and the violent do their dirty deeds. A country called America has struck again against the poor, the children, the aged, and sick. Suppose a country that was escalating had a different name? What if it was called Germany, or its name was Japan? How our pundits would rail, and rightly so, against the blitzkrieg, the bombs, the suffering. We would call the aggressors every racist name and feel good about ourselves. Today, America, land of the homeless and genocide of the braves, has learned those lessons well. Afghanistan, Afghanistan, a place on the map, a home to millions, manipulated, bombed, and devastated for 30 years by America. Once there was an Afghan land where women had equal rights, and there was freedom of thought and religion. But our leaders said they were too friendly with the Russians. Let's give Osama and his pals the latest weapons, said Brzezinski, and the rest is history. They say the terrorists will come if we don't kill them, but they are not Afghanis. And those who fight against invaders, should they not be called freedom fighters? And who are the terrorists who invade their land?
That's poetry.
How did we get into this fix and what?
Not sometimes who wrote that poem. I didn't know
Who
you.
wrote the poem?
Jim-Smith.
Okay, you got me. I'm sorry, officer, I don't know what got into me.
You're right. He didn't say.
You know, it's really bad because our hopes were so high. Yeah, I think all of us can probably remember back November 4th of last year, the election night, there's this huge celebration in Chicago that everybody's spirits were just lifted so high. Well, my next poem is about what happened after that celebration. They took him prisoner when the celebration was over. The limos arrived at his house, bringing famous men and twitchy bodyguards. Congratulations, Mr. President, said the man with the TV face. Here's how it will be. Your speeches will be cleared with us. Any questions, just ask Ron or Tim or Hillary. They know the drill. When he protested, they complimented his pretty wife and his beautiful children. Then they talked about Kennedy. He had so much potential. What a pity he defied them. And wasn't it a shame about Bobby and John Jr.? You see, Mr. President, the business of America is business. Your role is to speak on our behalf, nothing more. That's why the CIA, the NSA, the military, and Wall Street have taken the place of Congress and the office of the President. It's just more efficient. We're so excited that you won. It will be great working with you.